Show me what you got. Back up, 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 back Show me what you got. Show me what you got. Down, up, back, up, God, down, up, back, God, down, up, back, up, God, down, up, back, God, down, up, back, up, God, down, up, back, God, down, up, back, God. Ain't no reason to back down, so step it up. God, down, up, back, up, God, down, up, back, God, down, up, back, God, down, up, back, God, down, up, back,
Got the money in the bank. Hit you with the. Hit you with the bank. Hit you with the. Hit you with the 808. Hit you with the. Hit you with the 808. Bang to the break. Bang to the break. Bang to the break. Bang, 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 bang. I'm a boss and you know that I'm finna shine. Got the money in the bank. Got the money in the bank. Got the money in the bank. Bank, 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 bank. Got the money in the bank.
Hit you with the 808.
Hit you with the. Hit you with the bank. Hit you with the. Hit you with the 808. Hit you with the. Hit you with the 808. Bang to the break. Bang to the break. Bang to the
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Zach, and with me here is today Grammy, and we're here to celebrate something which is really, really cool, and that is the graduation for the students of this batch of VCT Game Changers Academy APAC. So, Grammy, how are you doing today?
I'm feeling great. I mean, I'm super excited to see just what exactly these players have learned throughout their mentorship. So, for those of you who don't know what this player mentorship program is all about, it's an initiative by FSL and Valorant in general to have some players below like plat 3 or some in terms of rank they're below plat 3. They're here to help them learn and gain experience as a competitive player. So these players here, they've been learning from pro players from a few different game changers teams here already.
Yeah, so like Remy mentioned, I think that we have three mentees, I'm sorry, three mentors on board right now. We have Trix from Nigma Galaxy for English. We have Yoki from Team SMG, who is for Thai, I believe. And for Bahasa, we have none other than Alter Egos or Euphilia. And all of these professional players have taken some mentees under their wings, and now we are here to see them soar. Anyways, see them start soaring, in fact, in this graduation match. And of course, it's not just this initiative which has been pioneered by FSL as well as VCT Game Changers. You also do have the monthly tournaments which happen for Academy. In fact, we have seen some of these graduates from today participating in these tournaments before and doing quite well in them, I would say.
That's true. We've seen a number of them place in the top eight. I believe Jules Savage is a name that we constantly see. Cameroonian as well. She's pretty notable in some of the rankings. I also see her play, and I do think she's a really, really good duelist. And I believe she has learned a lot from this experience in her mentorship.
Yeah, and I think we will be seeing that put into action though. But before that, I think we're gonna have a little bit of a fun fact coming in. We're gonna be shuffling around these players. For instance, all the players who come under the English mentorship under Tricks, well, they're part of a team called Synchronizers, if I'm not wrong. But we're not gonna be letting them play together today. We're gonna be having a mix and match going on in two matches, and that is going to be the games you're seeing. We will be having two matches happening today, and I believe the first one is going to be none other than on Haven, where we're going to be seeing Team 1 consisting of Overjoy, Carminian, Cheryl, Madam, and Gallon. And Team 2, where it's going to be Ite, Onefield, Jill Savage, Mantare, and 627 playing against each other.
Yeah, and for map two, we are gonna see icebergs, but let's not get into that just as of yet because the first map is Haven. Let's talk about Haven a little bit. Zach, what do you think about Haven?
I'll be very honest. I don't like this map. I know it's
Really?
sacrilege. I know everybody likes it. It's an old map, but it's too much. Three sites are too much. Maybe it's because every time I get it in comp, I just have an awful time. But that's me. I'm a little bit biased. Jokes apart, though, the map is quite nice. It makes do for a lot of really like interesting team comps going in. You see a lot of experimentation on Haven every time a new agent comes out, so that makes me really excited. I think just yesterday, in fact, we did see two teams playing against each other on Haven, at least in some scrims. And I really like that Fade is one of those agents that's being used more and more. You can see it in everyday practice as well as in VCT as well. You see quite a bit of Fade coming in on Haven, so definitely I appreciate that love.
Yeah, talking about Fate. Fate of Haven is, of course, I think a really good choice. But you gotta talk about Neon and Haven as well. Though I think Optic Victor, he runs Neon on Haven, and I think he plays it really, really well. Just showing off how strong Neon's abilities can be on a map like Haven because it's so big that Neon's abilities, she can just run around anywhere on the map and you won't be able to know where she is because she could be here, she could be there, and your timing will be just so thrown off that you don't know what's going on.
That's exactly the word I was looking for. Timing is the perfect way to say it. Like I think when Neon came in, everybody like almost instantly dismissed her. They were like, "No, Jet is so much better. Raze is so much better. What is this?" And then once some people started running her in Fracture, immediately she became like a favorite. Now you see her run on like so many maps. I think Optic also ran her on Split, I believe. And the other teams, I think she's become like meta on Fracture at this point, like you mentioned, because of how important timing is. You're gonna have somebody watching for that flank, but it's not gonna come into play until a certain amount of time has passed, right? But Neon completely messes up that timing, and that makes her a really important fixture. So I would be excited to see if we are going to be seeing some Neon today. As for the other agents, well, when it comes to Sentinels, I think by far the one that we see the most is Chamber, especially when you have people like Carminian and Joe Savage on board. We've seen how crispy their aim can get, so I think we will be seeing some Chamber. Though personally, I'd love to see some Cipher.
Cypher needs to get more love, man. We don't see a lot of Cypher play in pro play right now, and Chamber is, as you mentioned, the main Asian, the Sentinel to pick, but I wouldn't even say he's that much of a Sentinel to begin with because his abilities are just guns. You have the Headhunter, which is basically a sheriff. You have the Tour de Force, which is basically an operator on steroids. But yeah, I mean, other than Chamber, I think Killjoy is a really good pick as well. So
Oh yeah, definitely. In fact, but that talking about Killjoy, you've seen how useful that lockdown can be there both on both attack and defense. I like that a lot of the VCT that we see these days. People have started running a breach just to mess with the Killjoy, and honestly, it's so satisfying. When you're playing and there's a breach on your team and the Killjoy invests like an entire lockdown, and you just use this little ability called the Aftershock. 150 credits. That's all it is. But you use that to take down the entire lockdown. Oh, that's something else. And I really like seeing a lot of breach as well. I think that one initiator that used to be like I think almost standard for Haven, it's kind of gone out of style, and that's gonna be Sova here. Well, he does still get some love. A lot of the time, you see, either breach or Sky being used, or breach or KO, or even breach and Fade, right? A lot of mix and match happening between the initiators, so that's definitely very interesting to see. But apart from initiators, when it comes to controllers on Haven, you see a lot of Omen. But do you think we'll see some Astra today, Grammy?
I mean, after the Astronov, we haven't seen much Astra action at all, but I do think she's a really really strong controller in general because her abilities like Gravity Well can stall so much time when you're on the defense, especially when maybe if you combine with a breach, a stun, and then you're just stalling so much time before the attackers can push in on into your side. But talking about agent picks, we're gonna head into agents like really really quickly here.
Well, we've talked a lot about what we might possibly see. Let's see if that is indeed going to be the case. It is going to be Joe Savage and Co starting off on defense here, and it seems like they're both teams are having kind of a little bit of trouble choosing what exactly they want to play. Ooh, we see a little bit of Phoenix coming out here, and Manta Ray she seems to want to play a duelist, but she's not exactly sure what she wants to pick as she's shuffling through the cycles. It seems like you're getting your wish though, Grammy. We've seen Carmelion on the Reina before. This time though, it seems
Oh.
like we're likely we will be seeing some zoom, zoom, zoom action in play.
Carminian, we better watch Carminian go zoomies all over the map, but Mandare is still kind of hovering over a few agents that I would like to see some Phoenix action, but I don't think we're gonna get that as she's right now. She's gonna hover over that chamber, so chamber is a really staple
Select your
sentinel for
agent.
any map right now. And 627, she's gonna lock in that jet immediately. Madame back on the Reina. I think we've seen Madam on Reina a few times in Academy right now, right?
Yeah, honestly, like I was telling you before we started this, she could do some legit Reina cosplay and it would look awesome as hell. We should tell her this after that match. But anyway, that's gonna be the agents locked in for this first graduation match of Academy here. And as people who are part of that program ourselves, Grammy, I think we have to talk about what an awesome initiative this is for whether you're a player or whether you're upcoming talent like a caster like we are. It's been so helpful because you get to work with somebody who is super experienced, who can really really help us out in figuring out what exactly we need to learn and then learning it. That's something that didn't really wasn't really counting on, but it just goes to show how what a fantastic initiative this is.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I mean, I think both of us we've come really really far since starting out on this mentorship, right? And I guess in a sense that just puts into act like it just goes to show like how useful this mentorship here is. But talking about that, we are gonna be seeing how just what exactly these players have learned throughout their own mentorship here instead of the talent mentorship. So
We will be indeed seeing that as they take it away. Looking at these agent comps, though, especially on the attack, I like that team number two has gone in for the double duelist comp here. You are going to be seeing both the Neon and the Reina. The Reina, especially, she's going to be giving that much needed flash power, which Team 1 is somewhat lacking in because they're not running a Breach or a Sky. Of course, the Lear isn't as good as some other utility, but it's Madam on it. And if she continues hitting some of the shots that we've seen her hit during the academy matches of the prior months, it's definitely going to be a performance to watch here. I also like that they are running the Neon, like you mentioned. Timing is so important, and again, the kind of utility that they're running, it will enable them to get into sight pretty easily, I would say. Either way, though, looking at their positions, it seems like they want to go for a full-on A rush here, as all five of the players from Team One, they're just going to be waiting outside.
yeah, I mean, talking about agents, we are going to be seeing the Astra come out on the side of Team 1 as well. So that's a pretty interesting pick. And Carminian already, she's going to be running through a lobby here, trying to get space for her team immediately.
Just clear out that corner, very important to check it. And it seems like the information has come through as the rotation has come in from the players of Team 2 here. 3 on side already. They will be, in fact, contesting this heavily, but Madam, she's going to go ham with that Reina here. Does manage to get the dismiss as well, bringing it down to a 3v3. Looking fairly healthy. Jewel Savage, though, she's going to take down a player on the flank, but Madam's there for the trade. It's just going to be a 1v2 right now. Manta Ray on the chamber, but both players from the side of Team 1 are just one bullet from their demise. And she's going to find the timing perfectly as Manta Ray bringing back the round with the 1v2 clutch, getting them the first point on the defense. A fantastic performance already.
It was that was a really good play from Manta Ray, right? Like coming out behind both players on Team 1 because you saw where they were looking, right? They weren't expecting Manta Ray to be right in that position, and because of that, she was just able to capitalize off of that. Especially since both players on the side of Team 1, they were really low on health. So all she had to do is just land her shots, and and that was what she did. Coming to the next round, we are going to see a Guardian being picked up by Joe Savage. So I believe she's going to be looking for those crispy one taps coming into here.
Yeah, it is. It is going to be a buy for the side of Team 2 here as they try to go in, but like you mentioned, it's not a one-tap, but it's still a lot of damage. That Guardian, one of those more devastating weapons here, because with 2 body shots, it's going to be, it's going to be basically a demise, especially with the light armor that these players who have forced have bought. Already 3 players down for the side of Team 1, just the Killjoy and the Astral left. But look at Ita here, already having pushed out through mid. Will spot out Overjoy, but not going to have much dice there as she gets taken down. 2v4 right now, still players from the side of Team 2 haven't rotated towards the C side because it's going to be Manta Ray holding down the fort here. If they do push together, they might be able to find a pick. They don't know which side they want to go to, though. At least they have some time on the clock. Just 1 minute left. The Overjoy, she's going to get the second on the round as she takes down 627 in mid.
Manta Ray, she's still going to be holding towards see long angle here. Does have the rendezvous to run out, but Overjoy is gonna find that pick. 3 kills in the round for her already as Joe Savage trying to hold it down for a team here, waiting for a teammate to rotate in as the spike is gonna be planted on the C side. And both players on Team 1 are gonna be playing for the post bomb as gathered in. She's gonna be falling back towards C long.
This might not be the right choice here. I know that it's a Killjoy and that she can play lineups,
Oh.
but it might not help as the diffuse starts coming in already. One field already able to stick half before it comes in. Not able to break the Nano Swarm, but it shouldn't matter because with that she's out of utility and she has to peek the C-long angle with so much space here. Gallon trying to get this trade out. In fact, does connect here. Jewel Savage left in a 1v1. The Guardian is better across this range, but it's not going to matter as Gallon takes her down. Nevertheless, the 2v5 clutch pulls off in this round that looks absolutely impossible for Team 1, but they make it work, especially Overjoy with that 3k. Wow.
That was a really great investment coming in from Team 1 there. Although the 3 members on their team, they got taken out pretty early, I think the 2 remaining members, Galadin and Overjoy, they were really patient in waiting for the side of Team 2 to be pushing out. You see, I believe Ite and 627 getting caught out when they were trying to flank or trying to get some information there. And off of that, both players from Team 1 were just able to capitalize on that and play the post plan really well. With coming into this next round, we are going to see a fast push coming in from T1 as Madame already finding first pick with that Guardian onto 627, but Jules Savage waiting here with a Bucky cleared out by Overjoy, as Carmina finds one to herself as well.
There's going to be 2 players left. We saw it in fight last round, but that was a force by Grammy. This time it's going to be just classics in the hands of these 2 players remaining for the side of Team 2. Never mind, one of them's a chamber. They are going to have that headhunter, extra ammo to work with, but it seems like Manta Ray's going to be left in a 1v5 right now as Madame finds Ite towards heaven. Doesn't have any control of CT, has to push in all the way, clear out the multitude of angles before she can even make any kind of headway into sight here. She's going to be spotted though before she even spots anybody else. And Overjoy, that's going to be a flawless coming in for Team 1 after that forced stealing away of the anti-eco. Though I don't know if you can really call it an anti-eco since it was a force fight.
Once again, we are going to see Barky Q here and Carmania really opening up the site, showing how useful a Neon can be, especially because of how fast she can go. The timing, it would just catch you off so badly, especially when you go in with that slide. You're just like, if you're the person facing the Neon, right? You just see a Neon sliding past you. You're like, how do I aim? I mean, at least that's what happens for me every single time. But the relay ball is going to be coming through towards the Sewer's position. Is coming and taking more space right here for her team. It looks like they could be going for an A hit once again.
This time it's going to be two players on this A side here. 627 does have that dash activated. We'll take care of the Nano Swarm, which is meant to push her away from that position. But this spray into the smoke, that's going to connect it. She's already going to find the first pick. Materi as well in the tour de force getting the second. And with that, the advantage is taken in by the team once, putting a halt to the attack coming in from the attackers here. Just two players left right now. They're going to be booking it towards the C side, which is empty for now. But look at Jill Savage. She is reading this rotation correctly and is already going to be positioned towards the CT. That recon ball from Sova giving away that there is at least one player waiting for them, and they will have to play this together if they want to try and clutch it out. But Jill Savage already finds the headshot as the plants comes through. Cheryl now in a 1v3. Not going to happen as Ite closes it out here. Equalizing scores 2-2 now, and it seems like it's going to be a banger of a match, Grammy.
Yeah, with scoreline, I mean, they're going back and forth right now. So, I don't want to jinx it right now, but how likely are we going to see an overtime? I mean, 4 rounds into the game, and looking at performances, I mean, you know.
It's only a jinx if we tell somebody to win or lose. Overtime is fine. I don't think that's a jinx by any means.
Okay.
And I wouldn't mind seeing one either though. Looking at the buys, both teams do have enough money for it. 627. She's gonna be opting to go for the Blade Storm, I believe, looking at the ultimate being available. Overjoy and Madame as well. They have both the Cosmic Divide as well as the Empress online if they want to go for it. Carminion again with a little bit of a jump peak along with the Neon Utility trying to clear it out. But there's nobody playing on C here, and again, this seems to be a trend coming in from the defense as they seem like they're willing to leave the seed side on a retake here. 627 finding the first kill already, but the spray down from Ite will take down yet another, making it a 3v3. Cheryl, though, she's not going to let that pass and challenge as she gets a pick and then falls back. Again, this is what I'm talking about, the lurk coming in from the Astra. That's going to be calling that the A side is relatively empty here. And with that Cosmic Divide, that should enable them to get the plant in without too much trouble.
That's true, and as both players on the defense, they are going to be recognizing this Cosmic Divide coming out, but they have to be pushing through. They have to clear so many angles just because of this. Here, Onefield trying to find a positioning here with Overjoy. Spots out Overjoy here, going towards Hell, and Materi is able to find that pick onto Cheryl. Onefield healing Materi back up with that regrowth as well. They have to get through Overjoy though, but she's able to find both the hits on Onefield and Materi, and 3 kills in the round for her this coming round. And the Team 1, they're gonna take the lead right now.
Team 1 especially, I thought that it was a bit rough for them because once they took down the Sova there, it seemed like an impossible task because that was the Hunter's Fury offline. But again, it's gonna be Overjoy and Galen both ready to clutch it out here for the side of Team 1 as they win the attack yet again. And this should be pretty happy news for Trix here because Overjoy is her mentee, and it seems like she's taught her quite a few tricks in her time. I'm sorry about that, but yes. Anyway, right now
tricks you say.
Yeah, it's gonna be an eco right now for the defense here as they're going to be capitalizing on that and pushing in. Carminion activating that overdrive as well to find as many kills as he can. Finds one already, but it's not going to matter as Jill Savage takes one down. Just 2 players left right now for Team 2. Again, they have to make this long rotation come through. They have to wait for the lockdown to wear off as well before they can even try going into the site here.
Oh, but she's already pushed up towards CT. Able to pick off the first one onto Materi, dismisses away with that Empress as well. And Ite, I believe she's forced to kind of save here, or maybe go for some exit frags as Madame. She's looking really bloodthirsty right now. Ite really low. Having a fraction of a hell, able to take her down anyway. Though it's a phantom upgrade for her. Still 1v3 situation. Gets spotted out by that recon bolt as well.
Just how the Phantom, I think she might just try to save it because there is no time left on the clock. Will she be allowed to is the question, but no. Gallon is ready for that cross and will take her down with that. A 2-round lead right now for the attackers, and they seem to be showing no signs of stopping here. I really like the attitude which they're running. It is, if we get into side and we get a couple of picks, we take the side. Otherwise, we book it to the opposite side. And it's a strategy that's been working out really well for them so far. After that eco, though, it does seem like the economy for the side of Team 2 has been revitalized. You are, in fact, going to be seeing an operator in the hands of 627, which might be exactly what they need to stop this initial momentum, which Team 1 is so dependent on taking here. They also do have the Seekers to work with for some additional information if they want it. And again, like I mentioned, it's going to be 627 finding the first pick of that round as she takes on Madame with that operator. Carminian trying to make some headway into Garage here. Does know that Manta Ray is going to be the player she'll have to take down before she can progress. But so far, it seems like this is an awkward stalemate for the players of both these teams. And in fact, Carminian is going to try and reposition towards the B side here, trying to get in. Ita taking on Cheryl in the meantime. Overjoy though, she's going to be bringing things back for her team. With the help of Galen here. 3v3 right now.
A 3v3 situation as the Seekers do come out. One feel able to capitalize off that onto Carminian as she doesn't know really where to look. But Overjoy once again, and this Astra luck is just so strong. She's a little bit of an awkward situation, but she's still able to find that headshot onto Joe Savage as Galen takes off that operator off of the hands of 627. And it's all up to 1v2 here. Last player remaining for the side of Team 2, it's One Feel the Sky. Both players of Team 1 low on health, but One feels not so healthy herself as well. She makes her rotation towards the C side.
Both players are just one bullet from their demise. In fact, all three of them are, I think, one or two bullets away. And this is the thing, the spike has gone down. So it's going to be One Fields who's on a timer here, already taking a decent amount of damage from that turret. Man, that cellular turret is such a bummer. We've seen it before, and it seems like yet again, all the information being given away off the back of the utility from Galalin's Killjoy. It's going to let them know exactly where she is. Tries to tap the spike, tries to go for a half stick, in fact, but it's going to be Galalin who finds a third headshot for the round before they take it. 5-2, and you have to talk about Galalin's second kill there onto 627, I believe, towards mid. I think she got it while jumping down from window, and if I was 627 there, I would be traumatized.
I mean, have you ever seen a helicopter Killjoy? I mean, we all know about a helicopter jet, but have you ever seen a helicopter Killjoy right there? Galadin really putting in the work, and the economy on the side of Team 1 is looking really, really healthy right now. It's coming into this next round. Team 2 are gonna be forced on an eco once again. As Team 1, they look to hit this A side as well. ET playing in this close corner of a Spectre. Gonna fall off of this angle as the Owl Drone is gonna come in. Carminian already pushed all the way up towards a long year, but Jules Savage with his Bucky, unfortunately unable to find anything as Madame able to take her counterpart out as they push on into the A side. Nanostorm from Galen able to find one as well, as Cheryl finds two of her own. It's all up to Manta Ray. Once again, there's still 4 players on the side of Team 1. But she does have a headhunter though, and we've seen her hit some really crispy shots, so will she be able to replicate that is question.
Oh, thank you, Jinxter Grammy. It's not gonna be happening. The 4v1 remains a 4v0, and it's gonna be Team 1 yet again stealing it away. To be fair, that was an eco, and I really have to appreciate that white swing coming in there from Madam, onto Jules Savage. I think she just white swung it, and the Bucky could not flick in time to get her head. Instead, it's gonna be her head that gets hunted down, even though it's not a chamber. I gotta stop with these bad jokes. But anyway, it is going to be a full buy yet again for the defense here. Multiple rifles on board. In fact, the only phantom of the entire lobby is going to be in the hands of Madam. In the hands of 627. This time, the attackers, they seem like they want to be going in for an A push here. They've left the site open for a retake, from what I can see. Only the Reyna towards CT here, as well as 2 players in the garage. And with that, I think they might be able to even get the planted. But look at Jill Savage. She's going to be sneaking her way onto the site here, and we'll be able to take the dismiss after finding a frag. The trades are perfect though, and the push from garages as well. That's going to leave it into a 2v2. Make that a 1v2. Just Ite left all alone right now towards the garage angle, but she's not being watched here. She might find the timing, but Carminian's going to be too quick for that, and will take team number 1 to 7. An almost overwhelming lead at this point, and it seems like the defense has no idea how to hold on.
That's true. I mean, you gotta really respect this play from Joe Savage. She's trying to go in aggressive for her team to really capitalize off that, but I think Carminian, she just had a read there. You see how she was looking to a CT and was like, nah, I think she's coming from garage. And immediately she takes that swing, that swing there, and Ite's just caught off guard and she's able to get that frag off of that. 7 points on the board already for Team 1, showing a really, really strong attacking half here. The tour de force is going to be popped on the side of Team 2. Here, Jules Savage once again with this Bucky and Sewers.
This is scary. I'm gonna have a heart attack
Oh.
here. She does find one this time though, and she's gonna be able to dismiss away or not, as the case might be. She's gonna be playing in the smoke of Ite, trying to see which prey is gonna be walking into her grasp. But Team 1, they're not gonna fall for it. They don't want nothing to do with the Bucky here. Overjoy bringing things back as she takes on one field with that clean, crispy headshot. Madam, in the meantime, trying to establish some mid control, watching if any of the defenders get ideas to push out here. So far though, they're going to be focused on defending the A side, but their aim is wrong there. It seems like they want to go for the C. The Omen though will be committing from the shadows to get onto the side early, but Carminian will take her down nevertheless. Things falling apart for the defense here. Matera with the tour, of course, the last hope right now. Tries to flick onto Cheryl, but it's not going to be happening. Just the Reina. Bizarre get the first of the round. She'll have to find 4 more for them to possibly win this round. I don't know if it's possible. Joe Savage has a lot to do.
It might be it is such a tall task for here to ask from her, but it is Joe Savage after all. She does have that Spectre in hand right now, upgraded from that Bucky. Carminian's the one who finds the first contact and is able to capitalize off of that, dismisses right away. But unfortunately, it's gonna fall to Cheryl. It's just peeking out of garage right there. So
That was some good timing from Cheryl. That really helped her teammate because it looked really awkward for both of them. Look at the spray coming in from both Overjoy and Joe Savage here. I think Cheryl was like, yeah, you guys can stop now. Let me step in. I think it is going to be the operator again for 627. We did see her get that first pick of the round the last time she had it in her hand. This is going to be her last chance to be able to have one though, because after this it's only one more round left. Either way, there's going to be her saying, why are you even doubting me? Let me get that again. And she's going to be taking Madame down with the help of Mansory, already making it into a 3v5 right now. Overjoy trying to bring things back, trying to find that pick that she's so capable of. But this time it's not going to be happening as 627 takes her down. Joe Savage as well holding the fort down here towards this area. Will spot out the barrel and eventually get that flick. Just a Killjoy left alone. This time it's going to be her in the 1v5, but 627 off the back of that operator will get the 3k and the flawless. Finally a round for the defense, and what a round it was too, Grammy.
yeah, definitely that the initial pick off that the 627 found there, it was just enough to kind of it was just enough to slow the aggressiveness of Team 1 and of the pick from Mentory as well, finding the hit of Carminian. That just it just kept the team 1 at the choke point. So coming to this next round, 627 is gonna be playing towards his off angle here, but Overdrive already gonna be popped by Carminian.
The finger of death, as I like to call it, trying to make its way to garage here. Not really finding anybody, and a rare miss coming into 627 here. Is gonna get her caught off guard by Carminian, who has just made her way to side, already taking on 2 players, and that the C side is gonna be thrown open. This just seems to be insult to injury at this point, as it's going to be one field left alone at this 1v5 right now. Tries to get the first click onto Galadin, but at least she saves her from the finger of death coming in from Neon. And that's gonna be the 3-9 for team number 1, putting up an extremely solid attacking half here.
Carminian finding not 1, not 2, but 3 players, I believe, with off of that overdrive. It was really helping the team create space onto that C side, and the rest of the team were able to follow up off of that really dominant half coming out of the side of Team 1. But let's see if they can replicate it on defending half, as the rest of Team 2, they are going to be on the attack though. Jill Savage has that frenzy in hand. Pretty interesting pick as arena player, I would say.
Well, in this half, it does seem like the defense, they want to sort of hold on here. They're not going to be pushing out anywhere super aggressively. Something which you did see from the members of Team 1, especially in their second round there. Team 2 there. 627. She's going to be finding the first pick though with that clean headshot onto Carminian. The Sheriff reigning supreme. First kill of the round already coming through, and with that garage is followed open as well. United push out to C side. It's just going to be Overjoy left alone as she gets swerved and not even going to find anything for a double here as she gets taken down by Zo Savage. Madame trying to spray through the smoke here, trying to find the pick. Gets the headshot, but that overkill is not going to be working out in her favor. Goes for more, but it's not going to be found here. 2v3 right now. Cheryl finding one, tries to get the other, does in fact get a 3k already, and what looked impossible for the defense is nevertheless going to be probable because Cheryl steps up and finds that 3k and the defuse on top of it. So that is going to be round number 10 here for Team 1.
I have no words. Cheryl, she just tapped all of their heads, completely decapitating them. I mean, you really gotta give that round to Cheryl right there. She was able to find 2 picks off that ghost upgrade, and that was basically what won them the round. As I gotta mention that follow-up from Galen as well, though, because as Cheryl was creating so much chaos and damage from the CT side, Galen was able to capitalize off that and find 2 picks of her own. And coming to this next round, it seems we're gonna see a little bit of deja vu here. Some members on the side of Team 1 are actually gonna go in for this force buy. It really pays off as Madame able to find that headshot onto one field.
Let's do that, and it seems like Overjoy and Madame have the fourth locked down here. Just gonna be Ite left alone. Does have the Spectre that she forced, but it's not gonna work after the second time in this game, which is not too much, I guess, but still, nevertheless, the fact that it happened twice is funny. It is going to be the force by not working out for Team 2. Even though, you know, it seemed like they did go in for the fights from the tighter angles, and of course, she finds her with the shock dart. I want to know how exactly she did that.
I mean, Cheryl really showing out for her team right now. 16 kills on the board already. Coming to this next round, Team 2, they are going to be on a bit of a interesting bias. One field, the only Vandal on her team, the only assault rifle, in fact, and on the side of Team 1, they are going to be running full Spectre, so maybe, just maybe, Team 2 might be able to create some damage here, but Madame is the one who is going to be creating that damage initially here towards this A lobby position. One few good for one with that van already, but Overdrive immediately with that trade, and that's the spike down outside of Garage.
4v4. Things are still very much doable for the side of Team 2. All they have to do is find a pick here. Does spot out that Sheriff though, but the backup is here from Joe Savage. She might be able to find one and does do so as she takes on Galilean here. Cheryl though, she's gonna be holding strong already, finding one. It's going to be just one player left right now. Madame left in this clutch situation, does know the location of one off the back of their recon, gets a second, tries to take the dismiss, but it's not gonna happen. Jewel Savage keeping things alive here with that 3k that she finds. It is going to be 4 right now for Team 2.
Through Jewel Savage with her positioning, she's able to catch Galen off guard, finding another pick with the Sheriff as well. And that just, in terms of, I think in terms of economy, they are going to be on full rifles coming into this next round, except for one of you who has to fall back on the Spectre because she bought up the last round, right? And Galen, interesting buy right there. Vandal with no shields, but she has been hitting some really crispy shots, so I don't think that shield really matters to her right now.
Yeah, I noticed that as well. I think she just forgot. We all forget sometimes. It is going to be Cheryl though, who has pushed out very aggressively towards that cubby. If anybody tries to go into B, they might be caught off guard, and this looks really scary right now as they try to make their way into this garage here. The shorty going to find one, does take down a player here, and she has that Vandal to work with as well if she wants to go in further. Cheryl as well finding the lurker there. One field going down. Overjoy steps out from garage already on the 3k, gets a 4-2. Overjoy, you've been hitting such crispy shots his entire game from the second round, in fact, and that is going to be match point for team number 1. Let's take a look again at the heroics coming in from her. In fact, I think she could have probably gotten the ace as well if she wanted to. Either way, though, look at these clean swings and taps coming in from her, especially that shot onto Ite. That's just dirty.
Oh, that was an insane shot coming in from Overdrive. I was so shocked. Okay, I was just staring like, what? Did that just really happen? Because I mean, that was a really clean shot. Just cross-side placement coming out from her is really good as well. But it seems like the side of coming to the next round, Team 2 is gonna be going in for this fast A hit. Paranoia already being committed here, but Gravity Well is there to slow them down. Madame does have the Empress at the ready though. Trailblazers does spot her out as well, but the members of Team 2, as the Cosmic Divide is going to be coming out on the side of Team 1, they are going to be falling back towards the C side, but Team 2 are already on the read of this as Carminion, as the Neon has the Haikyuu rotating towards the C side already.
She's already made her way there, and this utility coming in from Overjoy isn't going to make their job any easier. The concussion, in fact, perfectly timed us to catch Ite there. The Hunter's Fury as well being committed by Cheryl. Will take down Ite, but look at the position here from the sky. Does find Cheryl. It's going to be just her now with the spike drop left in this 1v3, and they know exactly where she is. 40 seconds left on the clock as she tries to make this retake work here, and she has her work cut out for her because she only knows that there is one player on site. She does have the Seekers, but it's not going to matter because Overjoy is going to seek out her head there. And with that, a dominating performance coming in from Team 1, who have proved exactly that they've graduated with style here.
Definitely, you gotta give credit to Cheryl there and Overjoy as well. The Astra utility coming in clutch for them. I think with that stun, it slowed the movement of the planter, right? And Cheryl, the Sova, the Hunter's Fury was just able to capitalize off of that, finding 2 to her name there. And I think that just won them the round.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the scoreboard there, it is going to be Cheryl and Overjoy who are on top. But like you mentioned, it's not just firepower coming in from them, though they did hit some crispy shots. Like even that last round, right? Like you saw that Hunter's Fury being committed by Cheryl, who found 2 off of the back of that. In fact, we saw multiple kills coming in off the back of the utility. We saw the shock darts, and of course the information as well. So really an invaluable performance coming in from both of these players who managed to take Team 1 there to victory. However, it's not over for the other players yet. We are going to be having a second match today. That's going to be Icebox, and I think that the teams have been reshuffled a little bit, but we'll let you know exactly who's going to be playing where as we head in for a short break. Stay tuned, though. We will be back for match number 2 of this graduation ceremony for Valorant Game Changers Academy. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Zach, and with me here is Grammy, and we're super excited to be here back on the desk for map number 2 of the graduation ceremony for Valorant Game Changers Academy, powered by FSL. And we saw a lot of action going down on Haven the last time around. This time, though, it's going to be Icebox as we make our way to the frozen tundra to see how these players are going to be performing. There has been a little bit of swapping around in the teams, like we mentioned, because we might as well add some spice and variety to spice of life. In fact, it's going to be Ite and One Feel, I believe, who are going to be making their way over to team number 1 after their stint on team number 2 during the last match here. Anyway, Grammy, what do you think about this? What do you think about Icebox as a map?
I'm gonna say here. I think Icebox is my least favorite map because in a sense I just feel like there's a certain team comp that you have to play. I mean, not necessarily you can run maybe Raze and Breach, but we don't see that normally in VCT, I believe, or any other competition mainly. But I think on Icebox, that's a standard way of how you're supposed to play. And if if these teams here can come up with something really interesting, I'm gonna be really excited for that as well.
I think today morning I was going through VLR and I came across the most cursed Icebox comp I've ever seen with my own two eyes. You know what it was? It was a Killjoy, a Cypher, a Brim and an Astra, and a Breach on
Oh,
Icebox.
was it the one
Yeah.
that was on Twitter?
Yeah, the one I posted. Yeah, it was.
Oh
It's
no.
being played. It's being played by their by Korea's top second team after Vision Strikers. I think they're called On Slashers, and that's the comp they were running. I know they lost. They lost, but nevertheless, I think they had a lot of fun doing that. So I'm hoping that that might be something that we'll be seeing because, like you mentioned, there is a very standard comp, and I'm kind of bored of seeing it. I'll be honest. Like you have the Sova, the Viper, the Sage, the Chamber, and the Jet. If people are they're feeling like a little bit saucy, they do substitute Arena instead somewhere. But this is the comp that you usually see, and of course for good reason, because it's the utility that gives you the most advantage, I would say, going in, especially the controller. Like I think that Icebox when it came out was one of the first maps that really saw Viper getting some love.
That's true. I mean, I don't think, especially before the Viper bus as well. We Viper didn't have that much playtime, but with Icebox and that buff coming into play, we see so much of Viper now, especially on maps like Breeze, Fracture, and Icebox. Especially, let's talk about Icebox more since that is the map that we'll be going into. What do you think about Sage on Icebox, though? Do you think she's a meta pick there, or can teams do without her?
Teams can definitely do without her because I've seen a lot of times where she gets substituted in by a second initiator, usually the KO, and that brings a lot of value to the team. But thing is that especially with the recent patch updates to Icebox, you don't really need Sage as much because before there used to be you used to need the wall, especially on that B side to try and get the plant down. You used to need her wall towards mid for the tube, but after Chamber came out and after Icebox was like retweaked a bit, she's not necessary as much, but she's still definitely a very viable pick here. Either way, though, let's see if she does in fact get picked for sure as we head into Agents Select right now for this map. Looking at it, it is going to be Madam who insta-locks Sage. I think that answers our questions about whether she's meta or not, because she definitely does get a lot of love. In fact, it seems like she'll be getting some from both teams here. There also has been another substitution. I believe that Overjoy
Oh,
is going to be replaced by SKVR this game. And I'm excited to see how she's going to be performing. She is one of the mentees as well under, I believe it was the Bahasa program, if I'm not wrong.
yeah, you're right from right there. And okay, I just noticed this. Look at the top left corner of the screen. Jules Savage on Neon this time.
Go,
I
go,
we
go!
we barely see Neon on Icebox, so this is a really interesting pick right here. So I'm excited to see how she's gonna be using this agent to its fullest potential. But Ite on team one right now gonna be locking in that Sky over from that Omen from the previous match.
Yeah, well, Sky is again one of those initiators who I think should get a bit more love on Icebox. For the side of the defense, it
Choose your
seems like
agent.
it is going to be a fairly meta comp. No Chamber coming through, instead it's going to be the double duelist. On the opposite side, Cheryl is going to be going in for the Chamber, and this is something I'm very interested to see because we saw how effective she was with her utility on that Sova on Haven. This time, though, it's going to be Chamber, and well, like you mentioned in the first game, before the first game, Grammy, Chamber is one of those agents whose abilities are literally weapons, so she's gonna have to bring the firepower rocking in.
She did do that on Haven. Can she repeat it on Icebox is going to be the question here. And so these are the two players that I'm really interested to be seeing in this matchup. How Cheryl does on the Chamber and how Joe Savage performs on that Neon.
That's true, but you can't discount Carminian. They're actually going in for the race pick. I do think Jet is a more popular pick, especially on the map of Icebox. But Carminian, they're actually opting to go for the race. Is pretty interesting. I mean, race it's herself. I think she's pretty useful because her boombot can clear out those close angles, especially on the A side with those paint shells as well. I think she'll be able to do a lot of damage coming into Icebox here.
That's definitely the case, and especially when you factor in the Sage slows as well, it just seems like the attacking side has so much utility that they'll be able to use to clear out those pesky corners. Like you mentioned, there's the paint shells, there's also the Viper snake bites that come in. Looking at the attackers, though, they seem to be having a little bit of a group conference towards their spawn as they try to head in. It seems like they do want to go for this A site, and that's pretty good for the defense because Manta Ray has already committed her Viper wall towards a main here. It's going to be causing a little bit of stall, I think, as they try to head into the site. 3 players, in fact, are going to be stacked towards this A site, and this is the thing about A site on Icebox. It's one of those things that's really, really hard to retake. In fact, you want to be playing a little bit aggressive on it and trying to get as many picks as you can before you fall back, and that is a strategy which Team 2 are looking to employ here.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you right there. 627 actually opting for the Sheriff this time around as well. She really wants to hit those tabs, and the Sheriff, even if you hit a body shot, it's I believe 50 to 55 damage already. But Trailblazer coming out on the attacker side. This Viper are gonna be stalling them a little bit, but there's no fear coming out on the side of Team 1 as they push onto the A side. XBR able to take out Mentor, her counterpoint, and one feel good for one pick herself, but able to find that trade onto XBR, that Viper though, so no more Viper. Utility finds a second to her name as well, and suddenly it's become a 2v2 situation here.
Yeah, Joe Savage doesn't have much HP to work with as she tries to get some information as to where the plant is. Galen, though, she's going to be on the flank here, and she might find the timing already, spotting out Cheryl. We saw something similar the last game around where it was a 1v2 and her position wasn't known. She knows the position of both these players right now, trying to get the pick here. Does find the headshot onto the Sage, but she's going to somehow stay alive. Does have the shock dart and the recon, but now her position is known. The 1v2 coming in right now is going to be put a stop to as Cheryl finds a clean headshot with that headhunter onto the Sova there. First point already going in the favor of the attackers here, but it was so close, Grimmy. I thought we might be seeing a repeat of the last time around where I believe it was Mataray who found that 1v2 clutch on the pistol. This time, though, it's not going to be happening as it's round number 1 going in the favor of the attack here.
Yeah, I mean, Cheryl already really proving herself to be a really strong opponent for the side of a really strong contender for the side of Team 2 with that clean headhunter shot to end that round right there and pick up the first pistol round for the side of Team 1. And coming to this next round, Team 1, they're gonna be they are gonna be able to buy up those Spectres here, but Mantare actually opting for the Sheriff. Trailblazer gonna tag her, catch her out, or pinch was committed as well. As Team 1, they push onto the A side. Carminian going in aggressive, able to find the head of Joe Savage there. She's out looking for more as well. Mantare gets dinked up.
Oh, but 627 is trying to hold strong here, finding the first pick already. Cheryl, though, Carminian and Cheryl are there for the slaughter here as they churn through the players of the defense. Just 2 left right now. 627 on 4 HP, just 1 bullet away from her demise. Madame finding one with the pistol. With the Sheriff, gets a clean headshot. Every single, Spectre that they can get off the hands of these players here might be what they need, but they're not gonna find more than 2 as SKVR and Cheryl both close out here. The aggression from Carminian Grimmy towards the Raptors there, I don't think it was expected at all by the defense.
I mean, it definitely wasn't. You see Joe Savage, she was halfway up the stairs and she's like, why is there a raise in my face right now? Carminian, she's really taking those aggressive fights, and that's what we love to see, right? Those, I think that's basically a trademark of how SEA as a whole plays. W Gaming right there, Carminian really showing it off and coming into this next round. There's gonna be a little bit of an broken buy coming out on the side of Team 2. Some players are actually opting for the Bulldog, but it seems like it's going to be a mid hit from the side of Team 1.
Oh, that looks so awkward. Oh no, 627 is gonna be caught off guard by 3 players, I think, from the side of team 1 there as they make their way forward. Still 1 player playing towards this yellow here, and Joel Savage will find the first pick onto poor Ite, who gets judged hard for her sins. Carminian finding yet another towards mid here as Madame goes down. It seems like the A side is open, but neither side wants to capitalize on it. It does seem like SQR realizes that though, as she pushes her way in. A 3v2 right now. The spike still hasn't gone down with about 50 seconds left on the clock here. It seems like the attackers want to go for this A side. Cheryl also manages to pick up the upgrade here. Gets that extra firepower on the Vandal. Joe Savage doing her best to rotate over with that high gear. But the spike has gone down already, and now it has to be a retake attempt.
That is true, and XP are already holding this rough decision, able to spot out Joe Savage here. So at least they do know where one player is. Galen pushing in towards screens. Unfortunately falls to Cheryl with that Vandal upgrade there. And Cheryl able to pick up the quick 2k with that wallbang onto Joe Savage as well. And it's 3 rounds on the board for Team 1 right now.
Yeah, I mean, it was a bit of a broken buy, but it was nevertheless the buy that they could afford. Right now, they're going to be stuck in a tough position here. Might, in fact, have to go in for an eco. The defense trying to have 1 heroic Spectre on Mantaray, but everybody else is going to be on Sheriffs or the Bucky. Not really any ultimates either for either team to work with, though some players are close. In fact, SPR is probably the player you will have to look out for because she is just 1 away from the Viper's pit, and we've seen how they can instantly convert rounds for the team here. This time it seems like all 5 players from the Team 1 are going to be making their way onto Team 1, but that's the rifle off board already. Mantaray going down to a clean headshot from Carminian, as right now they're looking to gain control of this site as quickly as possible. The Boombot giving away the location, and nevertheless the kill comes through with the Bucky as Carminian tries to desperately stay alive with that satchel.
But the spike is gonna go down on the A side. Numbers advantage in favor of Team 1 right now, but they do know where Cheryl is, especially since she's tagged out by that Owl Drone and Madame Sheriff in the hand. What kind of damage is she able to do here? Spots out the shoulder of Cheryl, gets tagged out a little bit, but Cheryl is the one who is able to find the hit of Madame there. Galadin has the ghost in hand as well. Let's know where a few of the players here are, but she is gonna get caught out there. Still able to find a pick onto Cheryl, but unfortunately gets traded out by XVR, and it's all up to the last player here. I don't think she's gonna have time for defuse.
Yeah, she seems to be stuck there. I think she is gonna be moving finally, and does die to the spike there, so at least she will get the money going into the next round. I think with that though, the economy is going to be reset for the defense. They did manage to do some damage, I think, taking 2 players down and getting some ults online. Jewel Savage, in fact, is going to be having the overdrive available, and I think we might be seeing that invested this round. 627 as well, after her death to the spike there, is going to keep herself from giving any extra ultimate orbs to the opposition, while also equipping herself with an operator, and we saw how effective she can be here. One of the 3 rounds where Team 2 did win on defense, that was off the back of her operator. Every time she's had the operator, in fact, she's gotten the first pick for her team. She will be looking to repeat that this time, but she's going to be on the wrong side, sadly, as it seems like Team 1 yet again wants to go in for this A push. Mantaray, this time though, it's going to be her taking on Carminian instead of the Converse here, getting the first pick of the round, and Joe Savage, well, she's going to wait a little bit longer before she possibly commits that overdrive.
She does get... She does have the overdrive available right now, and she does use it. This Viper's Pit is going to be committed on the attacking side. We all know how strong this Viper's Pit can be, especially even more so if you are at a numbers disadvantage, as we are already. Going to find the first pick onto Joe Savage. But it's Galen and Mantaray who are able to convert 2 kills in their favor. It's all up to SBR here. Able to pick up that 3rd kill on 627. Now 1v2 situation. Playing towards the back of side. Able to find the 4th. Here's the defuse. So she does know where Madame is really close by. I have no words.
Wow.
She played that perfectly, no way.
No way, indeed. And we called it the previous round. I mean, we talked about how the Viper Spit is the win condition. And it's not just the Viper Spit, though. That's going to be SKVR stepping into this game with style here with an ace. The first ace of today, in fact, as she wins the round for her team. I think that was a 1v4 as well. It's not like she got the ace over the course of the round. A fantastic clutch coming in, and that's going to demotivate the side of the defense even further as they are going to be pushed onto an eco right now. You do see, I think, some sheriffs and in fact a marshal in hand as well. It's going to be the hunters really committed in by Galilin here, but I don't think it's going to really find anything. A counter also, the showstopper thrown in towards her, and that's going to take her down. With that, the B side is almost open here. Just Jewel Savage left to try and hold onto it for as long as she can. Just put down her wall here to try and buy time for the rotation to come in, but it's not going to be doing much here as SPR should be able to get down the plant here off the back of that. However, it's going to be the snakebite that takes her down.
Numbers are actually in favor of Team 2 right now as Mentorship finds a second one, but Cheryl has something to say about it. EK as well, finding one with that operator. And suddenly, the tables have turned in the favor of Team 1 right here. Jewel Savage still has the Frenzy in hand, trying to find Cheryl. As she does know she's playing towards mid here. Cheryl able to pick up the second kill onto Madao, trying to find a third, and she does onto Jewel Savage, and that's the 6th round going the way of Team 1 here. They're showing a really dominant attacking half once again.
Yeah, it seems like the second time around is just worse because I think at least by this point it was around the score of 2-2 that we saw, but this time it's just going to be 6-0 as the attack just storms through, especially that lurk from Cheryl doing so much damage there. I'm really surprised that you know, she was let to go on with her savage ways before being taken down. Either way though, again the operator is online for both these teams. It's going to be in the hands of Jewel Savage this time instead of 627 there. I think that she wants to perhaps possibly play with her Blade Storm. Galilin with the Guardian is trying to be the Guardian of the B side here, but is going to be forced to play a little bit towards the backside with the help of her Sage as the aggressive push from the side of Team 1 yet again comes in. The Sage wall goes down and the Spike Plant should as well on the top, on the back of that, leaving Team 2 in a 5v5 retake here. They have 40 seconds to get this possibly done. They do have some ultimates to work with, such as the Resurrection, which might make their job easier. I think they even have the Viper Spit online if they choose to, you know, commit it.
That's true, but Madao trying to go for the bait defuse here. Sin27 trying to get herself in a more aggressive angle, but it's Jewel Savage just find the operator shot onto XVR. And numbers advantage really favoring side of Team 2 right now is Mentorship. It find due to a name. Unfortunately falls to Communion, but Galilin is there for the trade. And Team 2 are able to get that first round on the board right now.
Finally, after 6 rounds, they managed to do it and do it in style as well. I think 4 of their players were still remaining alive there after they managed to get that successful retake going in. And they didn't even have to commit any ults for it. They still do have the Viper Spit as well as the Resurrection going into the next round. And they keep their hands on the operator as well, which is really good for them. Looking at the attack though coming in this time, they're going to be going in for a bit of a default. Looking at the map, they do want to try and play for a pick possibly because it seems like their 5-person rush strategy is no longer a viable strat because of how Team 2 are just, you know, willing to let the side go for the retake. It is going to be the operator finding yet again the first pick. 627 taking out Ite here. The Viper Spit as well will be committed from Manta Ray onto that A side, which is going to make pushing into it all the more harder. And it's in fact, I think, going to trigger the rotation from Team 1 towards this B side here.
Look what Galilin is. She's already pushed up so far up, but unfortunately for her, Minion is ready for that as Galilin in the midst of pulling out her Outrun. I think it's a bit of a misclick there, but unfortunately she does fall. And this advantage still in favor of Team 2 though, so this round is definitely still winnable for them right here. But on the side of the attack, they're gonna be looking to plant the spike here as we are able to find Madame off of that wall breaking. Able to find a second as well on the Jewel Savage. Does get picked off by 627's operator, but coming in is there for the trade and is all up the Viper Manta Ray here in a 1v2 situation. Spots out Carminian. Satchel's gonna come out to try and force her back a little bit, but Manta Ray has the Viper's wall though. Isolates that angle onto Carminian really well. It's all up to one field here.
She knows the position as well. Mantaray baiting this so well. Sees the player and will be able to get the headshot. That's going to be the clutch coming through for her. We saw her on the chamber clutching it out in the first round on Haven. We're going to see her this time able to retrieve that operator as well. And with that, it's going to be round number 2 for the defense here, who have found their footing from what it seems like with that beautiful clutch from Mantaray. And you know, you also have to talk about Joe Savage there, because she brought so much time for her team off the back of her Neon utility, giving them time to rotate in. And this, of course, this play for Mantaray is masterclass, because she hears the spike going down, puts up her wall, gets that kill, and then taps it to wait patiently, because she knows she has the time to push one kill out of her position. So that was amazingly played by her.
That's true. That Viper wall really, like, she's showing how strong the Viper utility can be, especially on the B side, because you know those long angles on the B side from yellow, right? Because of the Viper wall, it was just able to isolate that kill onto Carminian there. Cheryl has the tour de force in hand coming into this next round. I wonder what kind of damage she's able to find with it, but Jules Savage in a very aggressive position on the top of screens here. I don't think anyone spot her out yet.
Oh my god. Oh, Mantaray. Oh no. That's gonna be SVR though, who gets 2 in turn. The players from the side of the defense trying to push out aggressively, but SVR yet again seems to be on the path for the ace here. We'll have the Viper split as well off the back of that, and this looks like history repeating itself, Grammy, because it's yet again going to be 2 players left from the side of the defense to try and take the side back through this Viper split here. And it seems like unless they can get a pick really soon, they might have to try and go for a save. 627 swapping out that operator for a more serviceable gun, picks up the Phantom, and it's gonna find one on Cheryl here as she gets tagged by that Sova drone. Make that a 3v2 right now. The Sage is gonna be really low. Again, the clutch has to come through from the Viper here. Does find the 4th pick already. 1v1 right now. The clock is ticking, and she doesn't know where the Sova is, but it doesn't matter because she's gonna be on the spike here. And if the Sova just got to come through, it's gonna be her getting the pick possibly again for an ace here. Can she do it? Yes, she does! It's gonna be SQR with the 2nd ace of this game. Again with the Viper spin. And what a round for Team 1 there.
XVR, she's really showing up. Just when she came into the play right here, I mean, she wasn't playing on the last map, but when she did show up on the second map, she came in to make a statement. 2 aces already, and it's only been like what, 10 rounds or 9 rounds so far. That's insane.
17-4, that is insane. Wow. Looking at this though, it's going to be yet again a little bit of an eco coming in for the side of Team 2 here. They do have the Bladestorm available on 627, but it's not really gonna find anything, as again this fight between Carminian and Mantaray is won out by Carminian. I think it's around 3-2 right now the score. Madam's gonna spot her jumping over the wall, does have that slow orb to work with as they try to go forward, but Carminian's gonna pop that showstopper and in fact take Madame down with that. 3v5 right now. 627 still having the Bladestorm in her possession. Can she find anything off it is the question, but the jiggle coming in from Carminian is too strong for her.
It's a really trying to go aggressive there. Unfortunately gets punished for it by Galadin. He was spotted out by that recon ball, right? But 67 is all scared. It's gonna get spotted out as she makes her way onto the side, but it's Carminian who picks up 4 kills in the round with Cheryl to close it out. And just like that, the attackers Team 1, they make it out with 4 players alive. This is like, they're really saying just, how do you put it? Even if SVR is able to clutch out those rounds, the whole team of Team 1 is they are here for it, and they are able to win out. They're just gonna get the revenge right back at you. And coming to this next round, the money situation not looking really good for Team 2 here.
Yeah, a bit of a forced buy. They will have some rifles online, but I think I did spot a Bucky in the middle. 627 trying to hold strong here, but so much utility is being dumped at her. The paint shells, the guiding light here, and with that, it's going to be a super aggressive take on the side. Carminian satchling in with absolutely no remorse. Does find one for her troubles, but nevertheless, the trade comes through from Jewel Savage. 627 doing her best to make it count. The overdrive as well from Joe Savage finding 2 here. It's going to be a 1v3 right now. You've seen the clutch coming in from the Viper before. SPR does find one. Sees a second, tries to get it, hits the headshot in fact, but the Phantom is not going to be enough. It's going to be the third round for Team 2 here. SPR clutching out 2, but the third time, sadly, it's going to be the defenders who take it away from her. They're like, yeah, we're going to let you do it twice, not more than that.
That's true. We're gonna get a replay of Carminian's satchel here. That was so aggressive coming out for her. But Joe Savage is F there for the trade, and off the bat of that, she's able to get that overdrive and find 3 kills of her own, which was the game changer right there, the round changer right there for her team, able to close it out. But coming to this next round, Joe Savage actually opting for the judge. Once again, a shotgun play.
Hey, I mean, why fix what isn't broken? She's found a lot of her kills off the back of that Bucky so far, and she looks to be capitalizing on it. This might work out really well as well, because it's going to be the Viper Spit committed again towards this A side here. Carminian, a little bit of spray towards 627, will be able to stay alive though as she gets away. And Jewel Savage, she will have to hold down the fort here with all the utility being spammed at her. She might be able to do so, in fact, with the help of the judge here. Gallon as well, already on the flank, able to take down Ite here. That's going to make it a 4v3. I don't even know if the resurrection is available, because if it is, they might just try to go back. In the meantime though, Gallon's flank is finding so much value here. 3 kills already!
He's trying to make it a 4th! But Cheryl is able to find the pickup. Joe Savage with the judge able to take her out. So it is going to be 4 rounds and a half for the side of Team 2, which I think is exactly what they were looking for then. And you really got to commend Galilean there. I think twice when Manta Ray's Viper's Pit was committed on the A side, she pushed out from B, right? And was able to find picks off of that, which basically won them both of those rounds. So really, really well played from her.
Yeah, this is going to be the real test though, because if the pistol goes to the side of Team 2 here, they are going to be on track to get scores closer and closer. They do have to try and win this to make sure they can stage a comeback here. Though this is Icebox, 4-8 isn't really that much of an intimidating score, especially when you're going to be on the attack. It seems like they're going to be looking for a repeat of what Team 1 did during their attacking half, which is a very, very straightforward hit of the ace side. They have to deal with 2 players though. It's going to be Carminian, who does take the first fight, along with one field here. Will be spotted out, and off the back of that Viper's wall going up from their Viper will be able to fall back. Joe Savage, she's going to be taken down with a running ghost headshot from Carminian there. One field with that will be able to regain some position, and that's going to make going back into the site even more tough. One field, in fact, pushes through on top of that ball and does manage to take a player down here. Ite though on the flank, she's gonna clean things up and get both these picks here, bringing the score for the Team 1 here, 9.
One of you being walled up and getting their it was just chef's kiss. I have no words for that, but it is gonna be Team 1 who are gonna be picking up that second pistol round, so they are gonna be able to buy it up once again coming into this next round. But Joe Savage actually opting for the stinger here. Maybe we could see a little bit of run and gun action, especially she is a Neo, she does have that high gear. It is SVR who is going to be spotting out the first player though. Jumpy is coming out once again. She's going to be tagged up, but Cheryl is the one who finds that first pick onto 627.
Ite as well helping her out here as they take down Manta Ray. The force coming through from Team 2 as they're trying to make the most of it. It's not really doesn't really seem to be working out in their favor, as the push coming in from the B-side defenders here seems to be too much for them to contend with. Cheryl and Carminian hungry for these kills, and it's in fact Carminian who finds 2 of them, one off the Paint Trolls and one off the Spectre. And with that Team 1, they're going to be on double digits and looking very, very close to closing this map out as soon as they can.
Yeah, that is true, and it's kind of looking like a repeat of map 1 here, with Team 1 already on 10 points, just 3 more to close out the game. But coming into this next round, Manta Ray, she does have the Vandal in her hands, though she's been able to find those really clean headshots so far, so coming to this next round, I think she might be able to do some damage with it. But the side of Team 2, it seems like they're going for this aggressive A push once again, with this Viper's wall being committed on the A site.
627 with that Phantom buy is trying to make some headway into the side. Doesn't check this corner though, and she's going to be paying for it as one field takes her down here. Gallon does get a trade though, so it's not over yet right now. Jill Savage especially being absolutely savage with that Bucky onto one field. It's going to be a 3v5 right now as the defense are looking to close out this bonus as smoothly as possible, or at least in the process do as much damage as they can. Ite making her way out towards Raptures, seeing if she can spot anybody. Isn't going to find anything yet as she goes down, but SQR, she's gonna be the hero of this round yet again as she finds 2 kills. It's all in the hands of just Madame right now. 1v2 doesn't have the spike either. Does find SQR though, and both these players are so low right now, Grammy. 1 bullet away from their demise. It's gonna come down to who has the better timing here. Madame, though, she's gonna be caught putting down the wall, and Cheryl will take her down. That is gonna be round number 11, 1 away from match point. Team 1 on the defense looking incredibly strong here.
You really gotta mention SSVR right there. 2 kills, two kills in quick succession to be able to, I guess, just hold down the site for her team right there. And once again, she's really been crucial in closing out these rounds here. And coming to this next round, the side of Team 1, they are going to be able to buy up all those rifles from that economy that they have saved from the previous rounds with Joe Savage. Seems like she's going to be opting for that Bucky once again. I mean, she's been doing really well with it, especially during that last round where she got a pick onto Sage, I believe, who was playing in close corners. But it seems like it's going to be a B hit this time around.
As we are already finding the first kill as she takes down Joe Savage here and holding strong off the back of her utility. With that one-way smoke, it's going to make pushing out from the side of the attack so hard here. Finds a third of the round. In fact, again, perhaps there's a likelihood that we might be seeing the third ace of this game, but it's not going to be happening because the flank from Cheryl will take down the last player, and it's going to be just a 3k for SVR, who I think is already on 30 kills here as Team 1 gets to match point. And you have to talk about this hold coming in from her. After the debuff off the smoke here as the players push through, it's going to be her finding those 2 kills here. You can see how precise these shots are. It gets 3 on the round, in fact. And I don't know, Team 1 are just looking unstoppable here, especially SQR. 23 kills already to her name in, 16 rounds? Wow.
That's true. I mean, you really gotta give credits to how her positioning was right there. She was able to isolate those angles so well, especially with her utility as well, the poison orb and the snake bite coming really useful. Coming to this next one is 627, who's able to find that first pick onto Carminion. So that's the numbers advantage going in the favor of Team 2 right here. 627 looking to get aggressive with the tailwind as well as Juice Savage able to pick up 1 with the judge. 627 with another pick with the sheriff. Gonna get shot down by SVR once again, but Juice Savage going to go aggressive again as Gallon and Paul drops down from the sky onto SVR to clean up the round for her team.
For a second, it looked like SQR was going to be put into yet another situation that we've seen her excel in so far. Those 1v4s, 1v3s. This time, though, it's not going to be her able to close it out. However, she does have the Viper Spit off the back of that. Cheryl also does have the Tour de Force, and the economy is still incredibly healthy here for Team 1 after the back of those 4 rounds, which they won in a row here during this half. However, after that round, it is going to be the economy revitalized for the side of Team 2. So as long as they can keep winning these rounds, they should be able to keep buying in those guns. They also have 3 ults to work with. I believe they have the Hunter's Fury, the Blade Storm as well if they want to commit it here. And it seems like after finding some success on this A side, that's exactly where they want to go again.
67 trying to get aggressive once again, able to get that pick onto one field, and there's that overdrive activated on Jules Savage, looking to get in close. But it's a Boomba who's gonna push her off of this angle.
So much utility being... Sorry, you can go. Trades are coming through quickly though. Joe Savage and Cheryl doing their best as they trade kills back and forth here. Just one player left, Ite, in this 1v3. Could she find one? Nope. It's going to be 627 who closes it out with the 3k here. And it's going to be 612 right now as Team 2. They're looking to make this comeback here.
Yeah, they really got something to say right now, especially it is the match point of Team 1, but Team 2, they're saying that this is not how it's gonna end. We still have some fight in this, and it won 2 rounds in a row so far off of 627's aggressiveness. 3 kills in this round itself. That's 3 kills in this round itself picked up by her. And once again, they do have 3 ultimates available. They do have that Viper's Pit. We've all seen how potent that Viper's Pit can be on SVR. So let's see if Manta Ray can recreate that the success that SVR on the opposite side has. But as she's able to find 2 off of that off with that Phantom towards the B site already.
She's definitely recreating success there. And with that, I think that she does want to head in for a strong B push. In fact, they might even be able to save the Viper's Pit right now for the next round here. But the rotation and the reinforcements are already here from the side of the defense. Carminion spotted out there as she puts out her boom bot. Does manage to stay alive though for this retake. And Joe Savage goes sliding into the DMs. Finds Carminion off the back of that. SVR left in this 1v4. Does only have 30 HP to her name. Manages to pick up that upgrade. At this point, it's going to come down to how much damage can she do, and the answer to that is going to be not much at all, as Manta Ray this time is going to prove to be the better Viper with 3 kills to her name. And it seems like if Team 2 they can keep this momentum up, we might even be seeing it overtime, because off the back of that, that's going to be a broken economy right now for the side of Team 1 here. They're going to be going in for whatever they can afford. SVR does have that hero rifle, possibly downgrading it to a Spectre from what I can see. And of course, there's the tour de force for Cheryl. But I don't know if that's going to be enough to stop this momentum which Team 2 are building up here.
She does have the really aggressive angle on Generator, so if Team 2 aren't expecting this, she might be able to get this pick here. Slow orb coming through, and she does spot the head off of 2 players, and unfortunately misses his shot and has to rendezvous away back to safety. Seekers gonna be committed here by Ite though, and she's on the flank already.
Her positioning here is super aggressive here. Might even find something for Troubles, but no! That wrist-breaking flick from Jewel Savage is going to take her down and summon in the rotation here as they make their way towards this B side. It's going to be both Vipers here on site right now as they make their way to this one way. I think they remember what happened the last time around. They tried to push in too fast. It's not going to be the case this time though, as they are already on their site. Madame putting down the wall as she tries to get the plant, and it's going to be the Viper's Pit committed as well to make this 4v4 possibly work out. You see the aggression coming in already early from Manta Ray, but it's not going to work out as SVR takes her down here. And with that, there's going to be no more Viper's Pit online. The Resurrection is committed as well. It's going to be a 5v3 retake. Now the showstopper, so many ults for the side of Team 1 here, trying to make it work. Jewel Savage having to clutch out this 1v5 right now. Does have the overdrive off the back of that 4K, but it's not going to be enough. That's going to be match point and game point for the side of Team 1 here. 13-7, and they win it off the back of those 3 ultimates. Wow, what a game.
What a game indeed, and what a round that last round was. I mean, I really believe that the comeback was gonna happen, but unfortunately for them, I think SVR, she held her position really, really well, and she was waiting for the rest of the team to be able to rotate in and retake the site, even though there was a Viper's Pit on the site, right? And off of that, they were able to get Manta Ray down, and that was the Viper's Pit gone, and instantly the tables have turned in their favor, and they were just able to close it out. SVR, I gotta really commend her. 395 ACS here with 27 kills to her name and 10 assists as well.
Yeah, that's 2 aces as well. Let's not forget that. And I wanted to, check the statistic once we were done with this game. How many first bloods does Carminian have? Because it seemed like every round she was the one who was leading the charge for the side of Team 1 here. And definitely she has 6 to her name. And of course, she's going to be second up there on that leaderboard. A special mention does deserve to go to Jewel Savage, though, because we saw her throughout the game being really consistent. And more than that, during the last round, she was put in such a tough spot. That was basically a 1v6, and she still managed to find 4 on the round there, almost clutching it out. Really, really commendable coming in from her, and of course from the players of both these teams. I think that this is exactly what you'd expect to see off mentees coming in from players like Yoki and Oreophilia, and of course everybody else here. So that's a lot of improvement. You can see how good they've gotten from these 2 matches here, Grammy.
That's true, and I think this was a really, really good representation of both how much potential the mentors were able to unlock in these players here. So it was a really, really good job. I gotta commend the mentors and the mentees as well for being really, really receptive and able to learn off of that as well.
Definitely. And, if you are somebody who's looking to get into this program, don't worry. I think that in the beginning of the year, it was announced that there will be two batches for player mentees happening. So the rollout for the second one should be starting soon. So if you want to learn under, women who have been in the scene for a really long time, such as Trix and, of course, everybody else who's been here, well, this is your chance. I think it'll be announced on the official FSL socials. So do drop them a follow on Twitter and Instagram. If you want to give me and Grammy some love, well, you can do that as well. But I think that is going to be it for the day from us. I'm Zach, and with me here is Grammy, and it was an absolute pleasure to be here for the graduation match of FSL VCT Game Changers Academy. And thanks for having us.
Got the money in the bank.
Hit you with the 808.
Hit you with the. Hit you with the. Bang. Hit you with the. Hit you with the 808.